Hi guys, thank you so much for coming to my channel today. Sorry my hair is a little bit crazy. I was actually cleaning and the Lord just kept laying on my heart, you need to make a video. And I was like, don't you know I'm cleaning and my hair is all crazy? And he's like, I don't care. So you guys get to see a look into what my hair actually looks like. But I did put like earrings and a nicer shirt on, so it's not all crazy. But with that out of the way, one of the things that I have been praying about, and one of the things that the Lord has really been laying on my heart for Christian singles, is just what is a fear, a great fear that Christian singles face. And I was just kind of thinking about people that I know, myself included. As a Christian single, I think one of the biggest fears that you face is whether or not you are going to find someone who is going to just be a man of God. And I'm sure if you're a guy, probably like a woman of the Lord. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought how much doubt can creep in as you meet people and as you look at other maybe relationships. You can begin to consider in your own heart, like, maybe this just isn't for me. Maybe there just isn't a spouse out there for me. And one thing that I really love to do is just watch videos, Christian videos of like how we met. And that encourages my heart so much, because there's so many different stories where people like knew each other and they didn't really consider dating each other, but years down the road they kind of reconnected, and it's usually miraculously. Like, it's never something that really they either thought would come together, but they do. And that is a great way to kind of encourage yourself. Like, I think we can kind of get in this mindset that there's just nobody around. There's nobody that you know. There's nobody who's in your life, and you can just kind of get this feeling of hopelessness. And kind of going off of my other video, lessons learned from the book of Exodus, I would really encourage you to go and watch that video. But one of the things, like a deeper study into the book of Exodus, later on, I believe it's in Hebrews, but it just talks about how the Israelites fell in the desert because of their unbelief. And I just really, like, that convicted my heart so much. Like, how long have you been in a season of waiting or a season of not receiving a blessing from the Lord because you have been in unbelief about receiving a spouse? And you know, people always tell you, you just need to be content in the Lord. You just need to like get your life together before God sends someone into your life, which I've kind of debunked those in the Christian myths video. But one thing I do believe God is asking from Christian single, it's not that you are perfect. It's not that you find your contentment in the Lord. I think one of the big things that God is asking of a Christian single is to believe, to not doubt. And I think there's just a lot of power behind believing that the Lord can provide you a spouse, even in a really impossible situation. Back to Exodus, it says that the Lord, he brought them through just so many tests, and they failed it like 10 times. And you can go through and look through those on your own. I'll probably try to have some references here or here, wherever there's more room in the screen. But I really just think how different it would have been for the Israelites if they would have just really truly trusted in the Lord, really truly believed for his just miracle power in their lives. And one of the last tests that the Lord puts them through after they've been wandering in the desert is He brings them to the promised land, but there is already people there, and they're going to have to go battle these people, but they're too afraid. They see them and they're too big. It's just an impossible situation. And John and Joshua, they see the people and they're like, oh yeah, we got this. We can take this. Like, we serve the Lord. And they were full of faith. They were full of belief because they had seen, they had known what the Lord had done for them in the desert. And I just think, like, as a Christian single, we need to have a heart of John and a heart of Joshua, and not of the sinful Israelites who, though God had brought them through so many tests and that the Lord had proven faithful through all of them, even when they were not faithful, even when they built a golden calf because things were happening in their timing, which is so, if you think about it from a Christian single perspective, how many times do we put an idol of somebody else in our lives because God just hasn't come through with the spouse that we want? So we just feel the emptiness with somebody who clearly isn't going to lead us closer to the Lord, but we think, oh, well, this must be all God has for me. And I just think that breaks God's heart, because we think that God is taking too long. He's taking too long on the mountain. And I did in my last video just encourage you to read through the book of Exodus. I think it just, from a different perspective, especially if you've read it before, just in the perspective of putting you as the Israelites and the promised land as your future spouse, and just really think about the times that you have grumbled against the Lord, the times that you have maybe put an idol of somebody else or something else before the Lord, and the Lord is calling His Christian singles to believe that the Lord can bring you a Christian spouse, to believe even though everything else is stacked against you, there's so many impossibilities, but to remember the times that the Lord has been faithful to you in the past, and to really fight against the feelings that there just isn't anyone out there for you. And I know it can be hard, especially if you've dealt with heartbreak, if you've dealt with people just being super untrustworthy, maybe people who said they were a Christian and they just did something to really hurt you, and now you're just struggling to believe, like, is there really someone out there who truly follows the Lord? And I just want to say yes there is. It's just kind of cool to me when you think about it in the sense, like, God likes to move in our impossible situations. And it might be that you have waited a long time, that you have believed that the Lord was going to bring someone, and you just feel discouraged. You just feel discouraged because you've been faithful, because you've been saying no to people who weren't following after the Lord and who you knew would just take you away from the Lord. And I hope this video just encourages you to remain in hope, to remain in that trust that the Lord is going to supply that for you. And I just really hope too that you can just pray boldly wherever your spouse is out. Pray for them. Pray that the Lord will protect them. Pray that the Lord will encourage them to just wait for you, and that the Lord will bring them soon. I think it's okay to ask the Lord for your spouse, to ask the Lord to bring them quickly, to put your request before the Lord and just say, hey, you know, I'm here, I've been waiting, I've been faithful to you, Lord. And on the other side of that, I just want to encourage you, if maybe you've stumbled and maybe you just feel like you've really messed up, and like maybe you don't deserve a godly spouse, and I just want to take some time and just tell you, Nobody deserves a godly spouse. Even a person who's waited their entire lives and who's followed the Bible to the T, that person still doesn't deserve a godly spouse. We don't earn a godly spouse. A godly spouse is someone who the Lord blesses us with because he loves us. And it's no matter of works that can bring about that godly spouse. Now, good decisions can lead to maybe a happier and healthier marriage and not maybe having to deal with hurts, but either way, whether you followed the Lord and been faithful for a lot of years, or if you've just learned about Jesus and given your life over to him, you are just as deserving of a godly spouse. And so I just want to encourage you, whether you're on the one side or the other side, you can pray and you can believe and you can have that faith and hope that the Lord is going before you, just as he went before the Israelites. And so this was kind of a shorter video, but I just wanted to make it so you could just have some hope for today. And I hope you have a very blessed day, and keep praying for that future spouse. Bye.